Trump has seized on this new branding effort to discredit the Russia investigation. He declared on Twitter today, quote, "SpyGate could be one of the biggest political scandals in history." Based on what we know to be his TV viewing habits and his late-night chats with a certain Fox News host, there is no shortage of source material or validation for their most prominent viewer.
These type of tactics, spying on an opposition party in an election year, are you kidding me?
The new report that may indicate that the Obama administration did, in fact, spy on the Trump campaign.
And then the news came out about the spy.
This was the spying on the campaign of the opposing party.
They knew what they were doing, and they were engaged in an active, ongoing, politically motivated spying operation.
To put the fix in to save Hillary's campaign. Then they quickly started spying on the Trump campaign.
Let's talk about this with a man who has engaged in spying, Malcolm Nance, a veteran of naval intelligence, special ops, homeland security, 35 years experience working in counterterrorism and intel. Also happens to be the author of The Plot to Hack America, How Putin, Cyber Spies, and WikiLeaks Tried to Steal the 2016 Election. So, Malcolm, how and where does it strike you when you hear all of that, when you hear our president call this SpyGate?
Well, I find it very ironic that he would actually choose that term, besides the nod that we need to give out to the Patriots. By using the term SpyGate, it appears that he's carrying out a massive projection by trying to take this innocuous use of an informant by the FBI, which is very common, and conflate it into the exact scandal that is surrounding his campaign. In fact, I think we ought to take the term back. I think we should use the term SpyGate. To be quite honest, SpyGate technically describes the Russian spies who were possibly in conspiracy with members of the Trump campaign in order to steal an election and subvert American democracy. That's the real SpyGate.
That's why I want to play you the following. This is James Clapper appearing on PBS today. This is the former director of national intelligence and the allegation he makes now about 2016. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Since I left the government, though, as a private citizen, it's what I would call my informed opinion that given the massive effort the Russians made and the number of citizens that they touched and the variety and the multidimensional aspects of what they did to influence opinion and affect the election, and given the fact that it turned on less than 80,000 votes in 3 states, to me, it just exceeds logic and credulity that they didn't affect the election. And it's my belief they actually turned it.
They actually turned it. That right there is ball game, the one that Trump doesn't want to see or hear, because that speaks to the greater fear of illegitimacy of the election.
And I think he's terrified of the idea that the possibility that illegitimacy, the belief that he is an illegitimate president with evidence coming out against it, will catch fire. And that is why he is making every effort to subvert the investigatory processes of United States law enforcement. This is, someone asked me the other day, they said, well, how would you explain this to the American public, what Donald Trump is doing? Well, let me give you a pop culture reference. It's sort of like when Penguin becomes the mayor of Gotham City. The problem is, Robert Mueller is Batman, and he is mortally terrified that what's going to happen here is that law enforcement and justice will do their job. Every one of them is Republicans, so he lies. He calls every one of them a Democrat. Listen, I think that by doing this, by going this route of projecting and lying and then calling this SpyGate, he seems to fail to realize that in 1780, Benedict Arnold didn't realize that his name would become infamous throughout all of history. I think Donald Trump might want to reflect on that.